The topic is ecosystem. Ecosystem means, am I audible? Hello? Ecosystem is a geographic area where the plants and animals and other organisms, as well as weather and landscape, that means the simply say in a geographic area, all living and non-living all together called as ecosystem. So let's see the ecosystem concept. In ecosystem concept mainly depend on structure and function. The ecosystem concept is an extremely useful one since it permits the study of structure and function of ecosystem in a quantitative manner. If you see the structure of ecosystem, already told you, in ecosystem, all living and non-living. In first, if you see the non-living, in non-living, abiotic components and living biotic components. First, let's see abiotic components. They are the non-living. In abiotic components, physical component there and chemical component there. What are the physical component in ecosystem? What are the physical components? The physical components may be temperature, light, temperature, light. They are the physical component. And apart from that, in the some of the chemicals also present in the environment. For example, the water have some chemicals, air some chemicals. So these chemicals include in water and air. So this is also the part of the ecosystem. And these are the non-living abiotic components. Now, if you see the biotic components are autotrophs, consumers, decomposers. Autotrophs are plants, plants are they called as a primary producers. And the primary producers, consumers are dependent. The consumers also here the primary consumer, secondary consumer, tertiary consumers are there. So the primary consumers depend on plant, secondary consumers depend on primary, tertiary consumer depend on secondary. So these are the consumers. But the final one in ecosystem, the last line is decomposers. After death, any autotrophs or consumers, autotrophs that mean primary producers or primary, secondary, tertiary consumers after death, they can decompose by the decomposers such as bacteria and fungi. So this is the last level. So these are the structure. So if you see the in ecosystem structurally made up of biotic components and abiotic components. In the abiotic components mainly physical and chemical. The physical temperature, light, chemical, the water, air components, all chemicals are including in the abiotic component. If you see the biotic components mainly producers such as autotrophs and consumers, and consumers also primary, secondary, tertiary. We will discuss clearly later in ecological pyramid and food web and food chain. And final decomposers. And let's see the functions. So the functions of the ecosystem, these living organisms form food chain, food web, and the energy flow also formed from one tier to another tier, nutrient cycling, ecological pyramid, biogeochemical cycle. We will discuss one by one later. So this is the ecosystem concept. First, we will discuss food chain and food web. Next, energy flow, nutrient cycling, and ecological pyramids, and biogeocycle. Right? So before that, in our book, are you please turn on page number 153. If you see page number 153, plant adaptation. So plant adaptation, very easy. I think no need to explain about the plant adaptation. Anyway, I will give the brief. brief explanation about the adaptation. So actually, the plants are based on habitat. These are classified into hydrophytes, mesophytes, xerophytes, right? So in hydrophytes also, in what are the hydrophytes first? Hydrophytes which are grow in water, such as called as hydrophytes. The water may be fresh water or marine water or salt containing quantity. That mean the humidity plays also. And in hydrophytes, the other groups are submerged plants. The submerged plants, example, Ceratophyllum utricularia, Wallisneria hydrilla. These are the submerged plants. On floating plants, they are free floating plants, for example, Lemband, Wolfia, Azula, and amphibian. Amphibian means they grow in shallow water. The example of amphibians, that means it shares the two habitat, land and water. The example of the amphibians, Ranunculus, Typhus, Sagittaria, and Hydrophil. So these are the hydrophytes. If you see the morphological adaptation of hydrophytes, first roots are poorly developed because hydrophytes, the more or less grow in water. So in plant body, each and every part can absorb the water. Then why the necessity? Why here the necessity of the root system? Is there necessity? No, because it completely, incompletely depend on raw water. That's why the utilization of root system is very less. That's why the root system poorly developed in the hydrophytes. And what about stem? The stem also same, very thin and slender, the spongy, flexible. The leaves are small in Azolla, but in floating water, floating hydrophytes, the leaves are very large because it gives the buoyancy to the plant body. The best example, Nymphia, you know all about that. And next on xerophytes. What are the xerophytes? Xerophytes, xerophytes. What are the xerophytes? Hydrophytes grow in water. Xerophytes,
Grow in deserts, sir.
sorry. My voice is clear.
Yes, sir.
Just wait. It is not. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Right. So xerophytes grow in desert. In xerophytes, uh, you know the some of the example Opuntia, Causerina, these are the xerophyte plants. And the morphological adaptation of the xerophyte almost completely opposite to the hydrophytes. What we learned in hydrophytes, hydrophyte root system very poorly developed. But it just assume in deserts, in desert, is there any water availability surrounding plants? In
No,
desert,
sir.
no water availability. The water is the underground for some deep and region. That's why the root system, the much developed. But in hydrophytes, poorly developed. And also root hairs, root caps also developed. But in hydrophytes, root hairs are not developed. And instead of root caps, here in hydrophytes, root packets are there. But in xerophytes, root caps and stem mostly stunted, woody, hard, rigid, covered with thick bud and underground. The some of the stems metamorphose as a leaves, phyllocysts called as phyllocysts and leaves. Generally, leaves are very much reduced. Almost leaves are reduced and it is appear as a scale. What happen if the leaves are present? If the leaves are present and the leaf stomata are there, the stomata present, they need to transpiration. They need to conduct the transpiration. What happened during transpiration? Transpiration, loss of water. So if there is no leaves, there is no transpiration. That means reduce the transpiration. To reduce the transpiration, the leaves are very reduced, or it is appear in a scale or absent, completely absent. So these are the adaptation of the xerophytes and hydrophytes. And any other important here, the right. So another important one is mangrove. Page number 163. Mangrove. The the holophytes in tropical and subtropical region from the typical seashore vegetation known as mangroves. These are all called littoral swamps forest. The mangrove mainly located at Bengal, West Bengal region. So anyway, the mangroves mainly the mangroves that is the type of plants. These are the grows in holophytes and the temperature tropical and subtropical regions.
Sir, what are halophytes?
Hollow Holophytes means saline water. Holophytes means saline. That means the inside the water the salt is present. Salt water.
The plants will grow in the salt water.
Yes, saline soil. That is called as saline soil. Actually, in saline soil, the normal plants can grow the normal plants in saline water. That means salt water, which is completely present with composition with sodium chloride, magnesium chloride, and magnesium sulfide. In normal plant, what happen if it is grows? It grows in saline water, salt water. What happen? Reverse osmosis occurs. As a result, plants would be die. But mangrove is that special type of plants. These mangrove type of plants can grow in the saline water. Okay,
Okay,
hello.
sir. So in that plants, how the osmosis take place, sir?
In this plant, actually, it is look like a some of the xerophytic plant. What happened in xerophytic plant? Xerophytic plant, it is completely mucilage. Instead of water, completely mucilage is there. That means actually what happened in mangrove plant roots, the inside the root cell, the concentration very high than saline water. So this type of plants adapted that level. So what happened if you take the normal plant, normal concentration inside the cell. That means when compared with marine water, saline water, the concentration very low. Inside the cell, normal plant inside the cell concentration very low. But in saline water, high concentration. Here the water flow from the low concentration to high concentration. Here the don't get confusion. Concentration. Here the talking the word concentration, not water potential. In terms of water potential, that is reverse. So remember one thing, low concentration means which has high water potential. Okay. High concentration means low water potential. Is it clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Right. So what happened during normal plants? In normal plants, inside the plant cell, low concentration of gradient or high water potential. The same plant, if you place it in the salt water, saline water, hollow saline water, saline water actually the high concentration or low water potential. Already we have learned during water potential lesson. Based on the water potential, water flow always high water potential to low water potential, right? So in this manner, from high water potential, that means from the plant water loss. If the water loss from the plant, automatically plant would be die. So that is happening in normal situation. But in mangrove, The mangrove adapted the cells, actually the high concentration of cells, high concentrated gradient of the cells, or low water potential when compared with the saline water. That's why they can survive in saline water. Okay, such plants are called as halophytes. Those plants can grow in saline water. These are all called as halophytes. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. Another one is, and also here the some of the morphological character given the root system, how is root system and stem system and leaf also. Just read it in page number 164. And another one is the epiphytes. What is epi? Epi means outside. Phyte means plants. That means some plants grows on another plants. These are called epiphytes. The given here the some of the classification of epiphytes. Page number 164, proto-epiphytes, hemi-epiphytes, nest epiphytes, trunk epiphytes. And also given some of the examples also. There is no scope to explain because these are the very easy topic. I don't want to waste your time and my time. And next one, the food chain and food web. You see food chain and food web. This is also very easy, but it is important one, food chain and food web. That's why I'm going to explain this. Food chain, slide visible to you. Food chain and food web.
Yes, sir.
Right. The same manner, energy flow also takes place. That means energy flow first, actually, in energy flow, first of all, here, let me take here the sunlight. From first source of the energy is sun. Remember it. From the sun to primary consumers. Primary consumers, sorry, producers, producers, producers to consumers, primary, secondary, tertiary, final decomposers. So this is the energy flow. And food also same way. The food, first the food prepared by, which are prepared food, their own
Plants.
plants. Here the plants, corn plant, carrot, grass, tree, or plants, some other. So these prepared food first utilized by primary consumers. The primary consumers such as rat, rabbit, or grasshopper, they are all primary consumers. From the primary consumers to secondary consumers, all fox, frog, these are all. Next tertiary, lion, python, eagle, these are all. So this food after that, actually the final one for all this, for all this after death, including producers also, not consumers. In in the producers, these producers and consumers, all the food finally, sorry, decomposers, such as bacteria. Final one, decomposers, decomposers. So this is the food chain. Now let's take food web. There's the difference between food chain and food web. Food chain is the linear, one way. But if you take food web, what happened here? Food web, for example, uh, here the cow, primary consumer, cow is there, or goat is there. For example, this cow can eat corn plant, can eat carrot, can eat grass, right? For example, Here the rat. After that, actually cow. Another example here. Right. Now, rabbit. Example. The lion. So lion or tiger can eat rabbit and can eat cow, can eat fox. And for example, if you take the fish, take the fish also here, fish. The fish depend on the algae, algal member, small fish to big fish, in water snakes, big fish, snakes, and it is eagle. So this is interconnected. So these are all interconnected. For example, here the rat eaten by cat, cat eaten by fox, fox eaten by lion. So these are all these interconnections called as food web. So only one way, that is the food chain and food web, that is what food web means. Food chain means first of all corn, only rat, oh that's it. But here this corn plant can eaten by cow and also can eaten by goat.
Food web is understood, sir.
Right.
Uh,
Thank you. So
the
that is
rest of
the
the
right.
follow units are very easy, sir. If we see unit 9, it will be more helpful, sir.
Unit 9.
Yes.
Okay, right. Good. Can I go to ecological pyramid now?
That we have done, sir, already. It's
Ecological
easy.
pyramids. Yes. So anyway, just show the pictures. That means because the upright pyramid and inverted pyramids are there. So that much I will explain.
Okay, sir.
Pyramids numbers clear here. Pyramid number. Slide visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Right. So almost the pyramids in number, upright direction. So first of all, if you take the grass ecosystem, grass highest number, the grass dependent herbivores somewhat low, and carnivores somewhat low, and top very low. So that's why this is upright direction. This is common. But if you take in particular tree ecosystem, only tree ecosystem, that means in a forest, if you select a tree, how many birds and insect depend on tree? In one tree, only one insect, one bird is there. In one tree,
No, sir.
the more number of dependents are there. That means increasing level. And the same way, the secondary consumers also. The secondary consumers means, for example, if you take the bird there, what happens in the, that is called as one thing, the ఏమంటారండి బర్డ్స్, సారీ ఒక నిమిషం. Birds లో in birds external parasite. What is the external parasite in bird? Bugs, I think. Parasite, external parasites, ticks and mites, right? Ticks and mites are there. So, for example, this one, if you take the one plant in a forest, one tree is there. In one tree, the number of birds are three. So, the tree number one, number of birds, for example, three, depend three, and three. Not, I am taking only birds. Not only birds, apart from the birds, some of the insect also there. Grasshoppers there. So if you take one bird, in one bird, how many external parasites? Uncountable external parasites. The external parasites are ticks. Do you know ticks? Ticks and mites. Ticks and mites. These are the external parasites. Pain అంటారు కదండి. Hello? What is
Yes, sir.
the external parasite in human beings?
Lice, they are called.
Yes, lice, ticks.
Yes.
So they are the external parasite. Only one external parasite are there in each bird. Each
No,
bird
there
one
are several.
not only one and two and three, more than uncountable external parasite there. So that's why if you take in forest one single plant, that is the pyramid is inverted. And next one, and pyramid of biomass. What is biomass? Do you have any idea about biomass? Simple. Biomass means weight, net weight of the an organism. That is called biomass. To take the biomass, the upright pyramid of biomass in terrestrial ecosystem, but is inverted in the aquatic ecosystem. The same way, producers weight here 1000 kg given, and herbivores weight just 100 kg, and primary carnivores 10, and top carnivores. That means the number also decrease. That's why weight also decreasing here. And if you take the aquatic ecosystem, in aquatic ecosystem, producers high in number, of course, no doubt at all. When in terms of number, high, but in terms of mass, weight, the weight is very less. And if you take the herbivores also, in herbivores number less, but that herbivores weight is high. And for example, blue whale, the highest top blue whale in terms of number, in terms of number, the blue whale is very less. But in terms of weight, the how many tons in blue whales? But in blue actually, if you take the algal member producers, algal member very almost in cages, herbivores almost in cages. But in last one blue whale, but it is in tons. That's why here the pyramid is inverted. So like that, another one is the trophic levels also given. The energy, that means pyramid of energy, the mostly upright directions. And now hydrosphere and xerosphere, ecological succession. So first, what is the ecological succession? Ecological succession is a series of changes that occur in ecological community over the time. So that this process called as ecological succession. In ecological succession, there are actually two types: the primary succession and secondary succession. Primary succession, the start in lifeless area, such as region, devoid soil, are the areas where the soil unable to sustain life that is first formed. That means the primary succession means it is the beginning of life. Now it's follow the secondary succession. Secondary succession occurs when the primary ecosystem get destroyed immediately. For example, the climax community get destroyed by natural disaster or human activity and death of organism. It get recolonized after the destruction. This is known as secondary ecological succession. The simple primary succession means first from starting of earth. In primary succession, first soil formation happened. After soil formation, the for the soil adapted the some of the plants emerged. Later, the plant dependent animals emerged. Like this, successions happened, but like a tiles, one by one. After formation, the primary one, due to any reason, that area completely destroyed. The next time, the same process happened. That is called secondary succession. Is it clear? Primary and secondary. In primary
Yes, sir.
succession, first there is no life. Remember it. In primary succession, there is no life, and also even there is no formation of earth. Also, the first earth started. After that, the life also begin. Secondary succession, after destroyed of the already existed life destroyed. The next time another life is started. That is called secondary. Right? So process of succession given page number 175, nutation, migration, germination, uses, or aggregation, competition, invasion, reaction, stabilization. These are just remember the headings. Nutation. Can I explain this? Should I explain?
No, sir.
Okay. Next, the process of hydrosphere process in hydrosphere. So, already told you, sphere means stages. For example, in hydrosphere means the life started from the water. From this water to completely reach the land, completely form the forest. So this is formed by step by step. The first in this, the first heading, let me take phytoplankton stage, first one. Where are the phytoplanktons? Phytoplanktons on water surface, not attached to the soil. Only these are the floating on the water. So such as these are autotrophs. Example, diatoms, phytoflagellates, cyanobacteria, such as Nostoc oscillatoria. So they are comes under the phytoplankton stage. The phytoplanktons next is followed by zooplanktons. Phytoplanktons, that mean zooplanktons depend on phytoplanktons. So next zooplankton. These are all the first type. First type. Second, submerged stage. Second one, submerged stage. This is submerged. In initial cereal stage, number of submerged aquatic plants. That mean like this, somewhat water, somewhat area, and some are the rooted submerged. These are the rooted submerged. Right. So in this initial cereal stage, number of submerged aquatic plants such as hydrilla, complete that may completely immersed inside the plant. Hydrilla, photomogeton, ceratophyllum, Wallisneria, they are the submerged plants. And submerged plants, some are the rooted, some are not attached to the root, just only inside the water. After that, third one, floating on water. You know the example, Pistia, Icarnia. This is the third type. And next one, sorry, this is not. It's the wrong one. So second here, rooted submerged and not rooted submerged. This is. And next one, actually here not given, rooted floating stage. That means the root implantation inside the soil and the leaves are upper side. Leaves are upper side. This is next stage. So this should be fourth stage. That means what happened just if you observe the increasing soil percentage, land area. That's why this is the fixation to the soil. And next one, reed swamp stage. Here, reed swamp stage. Less water, more in soil. This stage is initiated extremely shallow water. The area is invaded by amphibians, plants such as Kirpia. That means almost amphibious area. Two regions. That means it can grow in inside the water and also land area also. Kirpas, Taifa, these are the best examples. And Serge meadow stage. And next is the reed swamp stage, followed by Serge meadow stage, characterized by plants like Corex. The soil level is continues to rise the soil organic matter. Just imagine always this marsh meadow, that mean organic matter increasing, organic matter level, soil organic matter level increasing continuously. Example, Mentha. Now the woodland stage. Woodland stage. The sediment stage leads to the formation of the heathland, which remains the saturated with the water and spring early summer. Now there is complete pure soil earth, that is called woodland stage. And climax is forest. Now forest form. So the establishment of forest from the water only. If you just imagine first after earth formation, first water formed. The first organism, first life also originated inside the water only. After that, it's slightly in phytoplankton, zooplankton. Later the that means the small plants are emerged. Now while the plants are increasing, here the soil organic matter also increasing. That's why completely, if the soil organic matter increasing, the completely the forest area formed. The finally settled as a forest area. And xerosphere, is it clear? Hydrosphere, only headings enough phytoplanktons, submerged and floating, rooted floating stage, reed swamp stage. With example, remember the example. And stage, meadow stage, that means marsh meadow, another one, woodland stage, climax, forest one. The most forest examples not important one. That was most of the plants are there. But here the important examples, that the phytoplanktons also not important. Almost diatoms and nostoc, oscillatoria, algal member. Most of the algal member phytoplanktons. Submerged also, you must have read from the beginning early classes also, Wallisneria, Hydrilla, and also in during practical training classes also in hydrophytes, you must have learned about this hydrilla plant. And floating stage also, example, Pistia icarnia. These are the floating stage. And reed swamp stage, this is very important. Somewhat the amphibians characters like Scirpus plants, Typha, Pragmatis, these are comes under the reed swamp stage. So now let's see xerosphere. Is it clear? Hydrosphere?
Yes, sir.
Right. Xerosphere. Xerosphere start from the desert condition, from lichens. For example, zeros here. Here start from the lichens. That means from the rocks. Just wait. Zeros here, here. Slide visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Lithosphere. Right. So first in this lichens, mass stage, herbaceous stage, shrubs. Here also again forest. But remember hydros here the life start from the water, but here the rocks. So where are the natural habitat of the lichens? First of all, what is the lichen? What is the lichen? What is lichen? First crustose. Lichen. Lichen means algae, fungi. Both together form association, symbiotic association of algae, fungi. Algae plus fungi. This is called as a lichen. So in this lichens, different type, crustose lichen, foliage lichen, squamose lichen, like this number of different type of lichens are there, right? So what happened is the succession of the bare rocks actually in the first of all lichens, before formation lichens here the just only bare, but this begin with crustose lichen as a pioneer. These lichen migrate to the rocks means wind borne by spores soridia. That means the soridia are spores which are development from the lichens and somehow they reach the bare area automatically. This bare area filled with the lichen. That means the spores or soridia germinate as a lichen. Now this lichen grow. The enough moisture is available, but they can withstand drought condition for long time. Because of this lichens also some of the desert condition. Now these lichens release carbon dioxide during respiration. After combining with the water forms a weak acid. So the mechanical and chemical action of lichens in the underlying rocks, the loosen the particle. That means after formation, the lichens what happen? The weathering happening. Weathering means the rocks. Weathering means rocks are this rock very strong. But these very strong rocks completely some of the particles lost from the rocks. Some of the small particles, small particle lost from the rocks. So this is called weathering. So weathering formed. While this weathering formed, automatically this is establishment for the soil. So in this process, another lichens also formed, that is the foliage. The here the small difference between crustose lichen foliage. In crustose lichen, it is actually completely strongly attached to the rock, strongly attached to the rocks. But in foliage lichen, second stage, foliage lichen, but not strongly attached, not firmly attached to the rock. In foliage, in foliage lichen, the lichen shows small, look like a leaf-like appendages like this. Is there in these lichens, is there any leaves or stem? No. The later some of the leaf appendages appear. So that is called foliage lichen. So whatever it may be, any type of lichens useful for weathering process. During weathering process, what happened? Due to the weathering, the rocks completely metamorphose into soil. Now it is completely rocks. For example, this is the mountain. This is the mountain. Only mountains are there. After that, when the lichens are grow in this rock of the mountain, what happens? Small particles due to the weathering loss. This losing the particles reach the down and settled as a soil particles. Completely later developed into soil particles by some of the changes. Like the soil particles or soils are formed. After soil formed, now it is the mass stage developed. Soil after soil formation, like a mass stage means bryophytes like plants are developed. After that, small plants are developed. Small plants. Here the mass. Next step. Small plants, herbs and shrubs. Herbs, shrubs are there. And final forest develop. Final forest develop. So this is shrubs, bush, spruce, and also remember the examples also. But the only one difference between hydrophytes, xerophytes, ending climax stage is forest, no doubt at all. But starting in hydrophytes start with from water, but xerophytes start with from rocks, only from rocks. Is it clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Right. So now the last unit, 12th unit, environment pollution. Is it necessary to explain? General topic. This is air pollution. Air pollution, you can write your own. What are the
Yes.
pollutants in air? And water pollution also same. Land pollution is also same. So I suggest you this 12th unit, don't read book. 12th unit, just search in Google. From the Google matter, you can write because this is very easy. Water potential. And also, why I'm saying this, in air pollution, water pollution, some of the current issues are there. Current issues. If you implement in the exams, current issue, that will be good for us. So that's why don't that means not only follow the book and also follow the current issues regarding the air pollution, water pollution, any type of pollution. Okay, hello,
Okay, sir.
is it clear the core paper? Any doubt in core?
No, sir.
Right. So almost all lessons are completed, right?
Yes, sir. Sir, in Unit 9, can you tell some important topics?
Unit 9. What
Yes,
is
sir.
unit 9 here? Wait.
Plant growth, growth regulators, dormancy, and
Ah,
movement physiology.
okay, okay. Actually, lack of time I touch this topic. Here, the simple plant growth regulators here, the almost all are important. Because simple, you can divide it into two categories: promoters and regulators. Promoters are inhibitors. Sorry, promoters and inhibitor. Promoters are auxins, gibberellin, cytokinin. Okay, auxin promoter, cytokinin, and gibberellin. These three hormones almost similar characters. Rest of the C, rest of the two, ABA, abscisic acid, and ethylene, these two inhibitors. That means completely opposite to the promoters. For example, auxins promote the growth. Gibberellin also promote growth. Cytokine also promote the plant growth. What about ABA inhibit the plant growth? Ethylene inhibit the plant growth. So, for example, do you have book? Just page number, turn on page number 9. IUSA growth. So simple in this, for example, page number 131. Page number 131. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Here, page number 131, physiological functions of auxins. So just read the physiological activity of any type of phytohormones. It's the physiological activities, physiological function of auxin, apical dominance, rooting, parthenocarpy, growth movement, geotrophism, there are and phototropism, they are the physiological effect. And also second one, gibberellin also. In gibberellin also, only the you can read the physiological functions. Removal of aging, genetic dwarfism, bolting, flowering, parthenocarpy, sex determination. Almost some of the character, some of the headings repeated. Parthenocarpy, sex determination repeated in auxin also. And the same cytokine also. Cytokine also physiological activity. So in any type of phytohormone, just focus on physiological functions. Only physiological functions, and keep in mind the headings. Based on heading, you can write. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So next we are having classes from Monday.
Yes, electives.
Yes, sir. The timings are
Elective,
same, sir.
same timing.
Okay.
Same timing. Okay.
Thank you.
Right. All the best, one and all. Thank you. Thank you all.